You've done everything right, you've prayed, you've trusted God, you've tried to live faithfully. But instead of blessings, life keeps falling apart. And the worst part? Heaven is silent. You ask God why, but there is no answer. That is exactly what happened to Job, a man who had everything until suddenly he had nothing. But what if I told you that his suffering holds a hidden message that could change how you see your own struggles? Because Job's story is more than just pain. It is a test of faith, a battle against doubt, and a lesson that could reshape how you walk through your own storms. Job had it all, and lost everything in an instant. Job was not just a good man. The Bible says he was blameless, upright, and devoted to God. He was a man of wealth and status, with land, livestock, servants, and a large, thriving family. By every standard, Job was blessed, untouchable. But that was about to change. One day, Satan came before God with a challenge. Does Job truly love you, or does he only love the blessings you give him? Satan claimed that Job's faith was shallow, that the only reason he worshipped was because of God's protection and favor. If Job lost everything, Satan said, he would curse God just like anyone else. And so God allowed Satan to test Job, not as a punishment, but as a demonstration. Then in one day, Job's life was torn apart. A messenger runs to him breathless. Raiders have stolen your livestock. Before Job can respond, another servant stumbles in. Your servants have been slaughtered. A third arrives. His face is pale. A storm struck your eldest son's house. The walls collapsed. Your children, none of them survived. Job stands there, the weight of it sinking in. His wealth gone, his servants dead, his children, their bodies still buried beneath the rubble. Then, as if his emotional pain was not enough, Job's body was afflicted with painful sores from head to toe. His skin burned, cracked, and broke apart. He sat in ashes, scraping his wounds with broken pottery. His wife looked at him in disgust. Curse God and die. But Job? He fell to the ground in worship and said, The Lord gives and the Lord takes away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Here is what most people miss. Job's suffering was not because he did something wrong. It was because he was faithful. God never promised that a righteous life would be free from hardship. Sometimes, suffering is not a sign of God's absence, but of his deeper work in our lives. What if the pain you are going through is not a punishment, but a preparation? What if, like Job, your suffering is not the end of your story, but the beginning of something greater? What Job's story means for you. The hardest part of Job's story is this: he never got an explanation. God never told him why he suffered. He never gave him a reason. But Job trusted anyway. Maybe right now you're in that same place. You do not understand why things are happening the way they are. You feel abandoned, unheard, or lost. But Job's story proves something important. God is still in control, even when he is silent, even when the suffering does not make sense. Your pain does not mean God has forgotten you. Your loss does not mean God has abandoned you. Job's story ends with restoration. God blessed him with double what he had before. But the real lesson is not that Job got his blessings back. The real lesson is that Job trusted God even when he thought he never would. Right now, declare it in faith. I will trust God. If you are in a storm, say it loud. If you have been through a storm, tell your story in the comments below. Let's fill this section with faith. And if you want a deeper breakdown of Job's story, let me know in the comments. Because the truth is, we all go through seasons of suffering, but what we learn in them will shape us forever.